Welcome. Welcome to the evening live. Look at my hair. It's so beautiful. Welcome, guys. Welcome. I'm so happy to have you guys in the live. I'm always trying to get you guys on the computer, so I can see what's going ahead in the comment section here, you know. All right, guys. So, welcome to the live. Remember to be respectful in your questions and comments. I will answer all questions and comments. This thing is always making some kind of noise. I will answer all questions and comments at the end of the video. Okay? So, in today's video, we are continuing with our moving to the continent of Africa series, because I promise you guys that I'm going to come here and I'm going to talk to you all about moving to the continent of Africa, and my country that I'm going to be will be secretive. I'm mentioning that again because you guys are asking me. I'm not going to say where I'm going until I'm sitting in that country. Okay? So this is what's happening on this channel, right? So I'm giving you some tips as usual on what is happening. All right? And why it's not good to say where you're going, because not everybody mean good for you. Some people are just devils and demons, and they will find all kind of things to put in your path. So sometimes you got to move in silence. So we are going to move in silence. All right? So as usual, when I come on these lives, I have my notes. So I make notes for you guys. So I'm not going to be rambling all over the place, and I can stick right to the point that I'm going to make. So I want to tell you guys some important things to do when you're moving on the continent of Africa, right? And since you've been listening to me by now, you should have already picked your country which you're going to be moving to. So you should know which country you're going to, so that should be common knowledge to you, right? So once you pick your country, these are some things that you must do. You need to do, all right? Because you might be crying, okay, if you don't do that kind of stuff. I'm coming here and I'm preaching to you guys, and I'm telling you these things. I really hope that you all are really, really paying attention. All right, so you pick your country and you know exactly where you're going to be going. Now what you need to do is you need to get your little self to the country, right? So for example, if you pick Kenya, you need to get to Kenya. If you pick Tanzania, you need to go to Kenya. You need to go to Tanzania. Any country you pick, Gambia, get yourself there. Why? Because you need to be in that country, because there are some things that you need to do, and you can only do that stuff when you're inside the country. All right? Listen to what I have to say. It is very important. So the first thing you want to do is, once you get into the country, you buy your ticket, you fly there. All right? You're in the country now. The first thing you want to do is build some relationships, right? You want to build some relationships with the people that are there in that country. And those people are the local people. Why you want to build some relationship with them? Because they know about the country and they are going to tell you where things are. They're going to point you in the right directions for the things that you want. Because remember, you're new there. You don't know anybody there. You don't know anything about how the country works. Like when I say you don't know how the country works, you should have done your research and know certain things. But some certain things you're not going to have the experience, or like the physical in-person experience, unless you're in there. Like going to like a government office, like speaking to people, like you need to be in front of them. Here are they saying, write down information, get forms, get rules, get regulations, get policies. These are stuff that you need to get once you are there. It depends on what you want to do in that country, right? So now, as I said, before you get into that country, you once you get into that country, you should have done your research already from before. Okay. So one of the things that you should have done is you should have learned some of the language of that country. So if you go into an English speaking country, you should be an English speaker. You should be able to speak English. So that shouldn't be a problem for you. And if you can't speak English, you should have been learning English if you want to go to that country. If you go into a French country, it is the same thing. You should have been learning some French. So most of the African countries, they speak English, French, and Swahili. And like Kenya, Tanzania, they speak Swahili. So you should have been learning some, you should have been learning like some of the language, right? So if you're going to Kenya or Tanzania, you need to be able to speak some Swahili. That's really, really important. So some basic Swahili that you want to start with, you want to start with some Swahili verbs, right? And the Swahili verb that you want to start with is can I have this? Can I do this? Can you give me this? Can I go here? And this word is called unaweza. Unaweza is the word in Swahili for can. So you want to learn unaweza, okay? Unaweza means can, okay? So that's the first verb you want to learn because you're going to be asking for things, all right? The next thing you want to learn is polite terms. You want to be asking somebody, how are you? How is your family? Are you fine? Are you good? Because people over there are polite people, right? So you want to fit into that culture. So you're not just going to be passing people and say hello. Everybody says hello. Everybody says hi. So you want to be able to learn some basic words like mambo. You want to say hello. You want to say, oh, I'm leaving, goodbye. Kwaheri. Kwaheri means goodbye. If you see something and you say it is, oh, this is very nice. You're going to say vizuri. You know what I'm saying? So you need to learn some of the language. How are you? Habari yako? That is how are you? How are you? Habari yako? Sawa newewe. I am fine. Sawa newewe. I'm fine. Oh, these things are good. He's in Izuri. Oh, these things are good. Oh, these mangoes are good. These bananas are good. He's in Iwuzi. Stuff like that. So all that kind of stuff you want to be able to say. You want to tell somebody, good evening, habari zajoni. So you want to be polite and you want to be able to communicate with the people there, because certain parts in Kenya or Tanzania, they speak a lot of Swahili and a very small amount of habari zajaoni. Thank you thank you, Ali. So these are some things that you want to know. So you want to be able to communicate with people, because you don't want to go somewhere and you don't speak the language. If you're going to go to Cameroon, for example, you choose Cameroon for the country you're going to relocate to. You need to say, bonjour, comment ça va bien, et tout. You understand? Oh, no? Like you need to be speaking French. My French is better than my Swahili. You know what I'm saying? So you need to, French, so my French is pretty good. If I go to Cameroon, I won't have a problem. I can say, bonjour, that means how are you? Comment ça va? Bonjour, good morning. Ça va bien? Are you okay? Est-ce que tu bien? Are you good? You know what I'm saying? So stuff like that, you should be able to, est-ce que tu mange? Can I eat ici? Can I mange ici? Est-ce que tu manges ici? Can I eat here? You can, est-ce que tu, whatever you want to ask you. Combien like if you want to ask somebody like, how much is the food? Combien de nourriture? Understand? So, you need to be able to speak the language in whichever country. you need to also know how to address people. Like you're not gonna call a child a madam or like because she's a female. You're gonna learn the proper term how to call people. Oh, madame, monsieur in French. In Swahili, you're gonna learn the proper terms how to address somebody. You understand? So this is very, very important when you are gonna move to an African country. Don't be going there and just saying yeah, yeah, eh. Like it's not polite. Learn all the polite terms when you go there. You don't want to offend people. Because if you offend people, they may not they may be saying like, oh, these people from the West is so unpolite. I don't want to work with them. You understand what I'm saying? So this is very, very important. Like you really need to know that. You understand? Learn the language. So you go into somebody's house, una nayumba nzuri. Okay, you have a nice house. You want to be able to say politely, tell somebody that. He nini nini. What is this? You're asking somebody, you're asking like that. How is your family? Familia yako ikeji. You understand? In Swahili. You want to ask people questions like that. Habari yoko, how are you? I'm well. Mimi ni mizima. Or you can say si jambo. You understand? So stuff like that. You want to, habari mama. Like if you see an older person, you're not just going to say habari. You say habari mama. It's like you're showing respect, Or habari mama unia di leje. Leo. I always like this word is so hard to pronounce, Un a de leje Leo. Okay? So this is like a respect when you're saying like habari mama. You showing respect for like an elderly person. Like if you want to tell somebody, okay, let's go. Like twende zetu, let's go. So I'm just telling you all that kind of stuff, that words that you're gonna need to learn in Swahili if you're gonna move to a Swahili speaking country. You know what I'm saying? You should also learn, like, maybe you don't know like full sentences, but like one word. One word, so you can say, you can point something, you can tell somebody, certain things like that. If you bump into somebody, you can say, samahani, I'm sorry, excuse me, samahani, I bumped into you, So stuff like that. If you don't want something, you could tell somebody hapana, if you want something, yes, like nindio, or you can say, after, give me after, like bada, goodbye, badai, stuff like that. So I'm just saying, you guys, simple things that you need to learn when you're going to move to some country. You understand what I'm saying? In French, learn the French words, like little things in French. In English, the same thing. In Swahili, learn the same thing. So these are important stuff that you guys don't be paying attention to when you move into foreign countries, okay? On the continent of Africa. Now I tell you guys about the language and why you really need to learn for the language. Now you can communicate to a certain degree with some people. Now you're there in the country. What you need to do is you need to get a Airbnb, settle yourself nicely in an Airbnb in the location that you want to do research in. Say, for example, you go to Arusha. Get a nice place in Arusha that is not too far away. Say you want to go to Dar es Salaam, or you want to go to any place that is close by. Make sure you get a place that is in a good location, like kind of in the middle of stuff. And then you start searching around. Same thing. If you decide to go to Kenya, make sure you find a kind of localized place where you can easily access things, whether you use a border, whether you're going to rent a vehicle, whatever. But make sure you use some common sense when you're picking your location and stuff, so you wouldn't be like you're driving all over the place, and like just do your research when it comes to that. So once you get there and you're completely settled, you need to get a local assistant. Yes, guys, you need to get a local assistant. Why I need a local assistant? A local assistant is going to take you around. The local assistant is going to show you the place, is going to explain certain stuff to you. Now, some of you are very cheap. Don't be getting a local assistant and then you don't pay them well. If the daily pays $1, you pay them $2, all right? Because you want to give people incentive, all right? So when I talk about a daily assistant, I'm going to tell you how to go about getting this daily assistant. So you're going to do a job posting. whatever site they use for to post jobs or whatever in their community, you're gonna do that, right? You can put up a sign, you can make stickers, whatever. You're gonna stick it up in places where you want and say, looking for an assistant or whatever. You're gonna post it, right? So say you're gonna be there for 2 weeks, try to post that thing before you get there somehow, or maybe the first day or the first 2 days, try to post that stuff because you want to get somebody to help you while you're there. Okay, so you need to be preparing for that. And once you do that, people are going to come for the job that you posted, right? And when the people and them come, you can see what you're looking for. You can see if the person is competent. You can see if the person can speak enough English. If the person can speak how many languages they can speak. That's important for you because say for example you choose Kenya and they speak Swahili, right? You're gonna need somebody who speaks Swahili and English because if they only speak Swahili, they're not gonna be good to you because they can't translate anything to you in English because your Swahili is not gonna be excellent, all right? So use your common sense. If you're in Kenya and you're in a place where they speak more English, obviously you're gonna get somebody who is very good in English and you already speak English, so is the person is just there to show you things around and to make sure people don't cheat you and all that kind of stuff. That's why you have this assistant for. Now people are gonna come and say, okay, man, I want to work with you, blah, blah, blah. Right? And you pick the people that you think is gonna match with you, people that's gonna blend with you. First of all, you want somebody who's punctual. You want somebody who can drive because somebody who can drive you around, somebody who have a car, somebody who can drive. Even somebody who have a motorbike is a good thing because then you can go on their motorbike. You know what I'm saying? You want to take somebody who's honest, somebody who is not gonna cheat you and all that kind of stuff, who's money hunter. You know what I'm saying? So choose somebody who you think is gonna suit you, and this person is gonna be with you for the duration of the time that you're gonna be in that country. They're gonna be helping you, right? Whether they're gonna come pick you up on the motorbike, whether they're gonna come drive you around, whether they're gonna tell you where things are in the location, whatever. Get an assistant when you move to a foreign country, all right? And I advise you, talk to the locals, let them refer people to you, try that person out maybe if you didn't have any luck finding people of your own, see what kind of people they are. I heard of somebody who got somebody to work with them and that person was a thief, all right? First of all, don't be picking up somebody just on the street who you like and taking them to some secluded place with you. You have no sense whatsoever. You just met somebody, you just see them for this hour, and then you're gonna say, oh, I need you at 5 o'clock this afternoon to take me to some land. You and the person is gonna go see the land with another person? Are you mad? Are you lost your brain? Like, don't do stuff like that. Do other things that's not included secluded things, right? What I mean is get to know the person first. Go in areas that are open, especially if you're a woman and you want somebody to assist you. You want to go to the bank, you want to go to offices, general offices where everybody's around, that's fine. You understand? You take the restaurants, maybe you want to find a real estate person, you the real estate person and the assistant is with you. You're not alone with a person going all over the place in lonely places, ladies. Like, be aware. Some of you come on this YouTube and you're complaining about all the things that are happening to you in Africa, but you're not thinking, you're not using caution. There's bad people every single way, every part of the world. So why are you going to do certain stuff? It just doesn't make any sense. All right, so please don't do that. Okay, you have your personal assistant with you. Now the person is going to help you to gain knowledge of the surroundings and to get to know things and whatever. Now, when you get this assistant, make sure you do a good negotiation with the person. Like I said, pay them well. If the regular daily wage is $1, you give them $2. Include lunch. If you go outside and you buy lunch, please buy lunch for the people. Don't be stingy. Like, if you buy lunch for somebody for $1, it's not going to kill you. You're actually building relationships with people, and you're going to gain a friend. You're going to get a reliable person who's going to always be there to help you anytime you come back in that place. You don't want to be that stingy person who's like, you're going to have to buy your own lunch. Or like guys, don't be mean. My husband and my son were on the continent of Africa doing business and scouting out stuff, and they made so many friends. Even when they come back here in Canada, people are still calling them. They're still friends. They are building relationship from all the way here because they treated people nicely. You understand? They treated people nicely. If they went outside with people, you understand? They wasn't like stingy. Oh, we're all together. You understand? So, like, treat the people well. You know, you're buying some drink, buy a drink for them. It's not going to kill you. Like, the 50 cents, 50 cents for a drink. You find it's hard to buy that for somebody. Why are you so stingy? You know, like, don't do stuff like that. You understand? You're not saying that the person doesn't have money, but you just like showing like a value system. You know, you want to make friends. You want to be hospitable. You understand what I'm saying? Like, play your cards right when you go to the continent of Africa, okay? A lot of you are not succeeding there because you're not playing your cards right. You're just too mean, too stingy, and you're going out there and actually acting like a bourgeois and looking down at people and not treating people right. You understand? A lot of you come from the Caribbean and you know better. You know how we treat people. Somebody's going to the garden, we're cooking food. We say, oh, when you're coming back, pass for a plate of food. Oh, you're going to the garden here. Take this bottle of juice. It's very cold from the fridge. I know you're going to get hot when you're digging in the garden. Oh, do you have water with you? Oh man, I didn't bring any water. Here, take a couple of bottles of water with you. It's going to be hot. You know what? While you're doing your stuff in the garden. These is things that we do in the Caribbean as Caribbean people. I don't know why people come into the West or go to Africa and just adopt some kind of Western bad habit and bad style. Then you guys are complaining about stuff. Remember the hospitality where you come from and do the same thing wherever you go with discretion. Okay? So the next thing is you need to start looking for things that you want, right? So for example, if you want to buy, you want to buy a house, you want to go around the location and you want to compare prices of different houses. All right. So you want to see what things cost in this area, what things cost in this other area. You want to see the infrastructure, what kind of roads. And guys, think very carefully, because I see a couple who bought land, and the place where they bought land is close to a river. And what they did not know is that the river floods during the rainy season. All right. And actually 3 of them who bought property there. And the rainy season came and they were flooded out and they lost a lot of stuff. So guys, I'm telling you, when you go on the continent of Africa, make sure you're a person who talks to the locals. The locals will give you information. They will tell you. Had these people talked to the locals would have told them that you never build a house lower down where the river is. You build houses at the top because the river comes down this way and the entire way is flooded. You can't even walk there, right? Once the river flood, you can't walk there. And the river always takes the bridge out. So they need to do a better job on the bridge that is there, So had they spoken to these locals would have told them that. But some of you go over there, oh, I'm American, I'm Canadian, I don't need anybody's input. Then you go do stuff and then you lose money. Then you're crying after. Don't do that kind of stuff. Okay, please, I'm begging you guys. Don't do that kind of stuff. That's why I'm here on the internet talking to you guys. I'm talking to you guys. So compare the price of houses wherever you go and talk to the locals that they give you suggestions. Ask questions. You know what I'm saying? You have your assistant that is with you. If you don't understand something, that person will translate for you and tell you certain stuff, right? You understand? So then you'll have that kind of idea of, like where you want to be, You'll be like, oh, so this area floods a lot. Or you'll be like, oh, this area in the rainy season, it gets wet. Oh, I'm able to drive my vehicle here. So these are things that you're going to know. So, and make sure you have a book, you have your, taking notes. So you have all that things written down. So when you're ready to make your final decision, you have all that things written down. Okay, so now you do your research on the houses, you compare prices. Now, if you have children, you need to find out about the schools. So you need to go, you need to see where the schools are. And you need to go into the schools, you need to talk to the principals in the school, because then you'll get a more feel of the school. They can tell you what the curriculum in the school, what the school is all about, and that kind of stuff. And also, it is good to know where schools are, because depends on where you buy a place or where you buy land, the distance may be far for your child to go to school. So that's a very important, aspect if you have children going to school. If you have older kids who's going to college or university or something, that's things that you want to really pay attention to. Especially in the rainy season, when when outside is bad, if you don't have good road, it may not be fun, driving your kid to school or something like that. So you want to make sure that your location that you're choosing is really, really well. Also, when you're looking at infrastructure, where you want to put your place, is that a place that is used by everybody, or is that a place that you can fix the road? Maybe you can put down gravel to make the road better. So I see a lot of people are buying property, but they're buying the property like way inside, and then the road is a muddy road, it's not paved. And so because many people is using the road, then if you want to pave the road doesn't belong to you. The road belongs to everybody who's using the road. And maybe some other people, they don't even have the money to help you put the road together. So that can be a kind of challenge. But if you buy a place that it's close, it's not really, really close to the road, and not many people use the road except you because it's your property, it's easier for you to pave or to put stones or gravel or something on the road, so you can have like a better road system. So you can kind of, you can be more flexible in like your transportation. Like if you want to send your kid to a different school, since your road is being taken care of, you don't really have to worry about it if it's muddy, if it's rainy season or something like that. You know what I'm saying? So all those little things that you guys are not maybe paying attention to, I want to draw that to you. I want to draw that to your attention, so you can see what I'm talking about. So once you find out about the schools, you'll be like, oh, okay, that's the curriculum. Okay, I don't mind, I like it. Okay, I don't like it, so let me go somewhere else. So that's why it's good to be on the ground. That's why it's very important to be on the ground to see what is happening there. Because you could decide to move to Cameroon or Kenya or Tanzania. And when you go there, okay, you pack up your stuff and you move there. You don't know anything about the place. When you get there, you realize, oh my goodness, I hate this place. This place didn't reach up to my standards. Why did I come here? You waste your money, you waste your time, you waste your energy. That's something that you don't want to do. You understand? You don't want to do that at all. Okay? All right, so you deal with the schools. Now, if you're a person like me, who is a business person, I have my company, www.rusticandclassic.com, and I want to run my business there, for example, if that's what I want to do. When you go there, now is the time to look at how you're going to run that business. Are you going to bring your business there? Are you going to start another business? How are you going to go about? Now, you're already doing research, like I said before, but now that your foot is in the country, now you need to actually go to those places and talk to the people in those offices and hear what they have to say. You understand? You're in front of them face to face. Now is your chance to ask them questions. Now is the time to get paperwork. Now is the time to find out all the information that you need. It's like you're collecting a bank of information. All right? That's what you're going to do. So now you're going to find out where they sell bulk material. Example, if you want to open a grocery store, if you want to go into the food business, you want to find out all that. You're going to find out which factory, which place, which location, where am I going to find that stuff? If you are going to grow something, where do I get my seeds from? How do I buy seeds in bulk? All that kind of stuff, you're going to find out about it. The next thing you're going to find out about, where do I get my permits? So if you want to open a business, where do I get my permits for these businesses? Where do I get my license for these businesses? Where do I get my certifications for this business? How do I go about doing this business? So this is the time to find that information out, right? The next thing is, if you want to do, well, basically what you're doing there is market research, right? So you're doing market research based on the business that you're going to be going in. So that is all done packed. You find out about certifications, you find out all that stuff. Say, for example, you like, okay, I'm not going to do this business that I'm already used to. I'm going to branch off in another business. Say, for example, you wasn't doing a business, you're just working, and then you just moved to the continent of Africa, and you're like, oh, what am I going to do? Because you don't have like a set plan, but you're looking for something to start. While you're there, you need to see what's lacking. All right. So if you don't have a business idea, but you know that you're gonna do business and you want to do something, look and see what's lacking while you are there. Is it customer service? Are they lacking in customer service? Is customer service something that you can make a business in? Can you open a customer service training center there and have people come in and learn customer service? Is that something they're lacking? There, business plan. Okay, they're lacking in customer service. I'm gonna come here. I'm gonna contact businesses. I'm gonna train their workers how to do really good customer service, how to treat their guests, their clients, or whatever. Business for you. If you look around and you see like, oh, they don't have a lot of garbage bins around the place. Oh, maybe recycling could be a good thing. You'd be like, okay, I'm going to come here and I'm going to start a recycling business where I give them the containers and I'm going to work with the government or the person in charge of the constitution here, the institute here, and we're going to work together to say we can clean up the city or the area and make it nice and let people put their garbage in containers and recycle and stuff like that. You understand? So there, you see, okay, there's lacking. I'm going to come and do that. Now, you need to be there to see what's lacking. Because if you're going to go to a place and you want to do business, you got to know, like, what kind of business can I do there? You understand? If you're a person who like farming again, like bokashi. Bokashi is a big thing here in Canada. Bokashi compost, bokashi this, bokashi that. You go over there. Maybe you can visit some farms, see how they're farming. If you're a person who's very knowledgeable in farming and sustainable farming and organic farming, maybe you can go visit some farms, go visit some passion fruit farms, go visit some tomato farms, go visit some banana farms. You can go visit many different farms that they have. Pineapple is a big thing, in a lot of countries in Africa. Go visit some of the farm. Ask them, what problems are you having? What difficulties you guys are facing? How can we solve problems? Like be a person who have knowledge and use your knowledge. You understand? So maybe there are problem with fertilizer or insects or whatever. Like, when I'm living in Canada or when I'm living in US, we make that thing and it works. So I'm going to take that with me. I'm going to run a business. I'm going to supply that things to farmers. I'm going to make bokashi compost. I'm going to do natural farming. I'm going to sell bokashi to the farmers there, introducing bacteria and microorganism into the soil. I'm going to teach this kind of farming. So you got to go there and see what's lacking, what they don't have, what they need, difficulty, and you have to solve a problem. And that's what's going to make you have a good business. And that is what's going to make you succeed on the continent of Africa. Do you hear my voice, people, on this live? I'm giving you gems upon gems upon gems on many things that you can do. A lot of you are going there complaining, oh, there's no job, there's no this, but are you really looking? Because as far as I see, I watch so much YouTube videos, I watch so much documentary. My family has been there, my husband and my son has been in Africa, and they see many, many things that's lacking there, many, many things that can be done. Are you seeing, or you're just there to have a good time? And soon your money is going to be done, and then you're going to have to return back. You understand? So look very keenly, look very carefully. And that is why I say you want to be talking to local people, because they can also give you suggestions. Many local people give us suggestions on things that they really like to have in their country, but they don't have it. You understand? Don't be too proud to talk to the local people. Find some way to communicate with them if you guys speak a different language. Find some way, because that is going to be beneficial to you. You're going to be developing the community. You're going to bring in you will be bringing in jobs into the community. You'll be building an economy for them and for your own self. So use your head, use common sense when you go on the continent of Africa. And another thing is, be smart, because you don't want to start a business that everybody's doing. Like people are selling meat on the side of the road. You want to go sell meat. Well, the demand is too high for that. You're not going to make money. You want to make a business that is not there, and it's a service that people need. You're solving a problem. There's a problem, and you're bringing a solution for the problem. That's what's going to make you money on the continent of Africa. And the next thing I want to tell you guys, now that you collect all this information, you want to make sure you have a book or your computer and you make files and folders, or if you like to handwrite, make sure you have your book and you're writing all the information down. Organize it in a nice format so you can go back to it and refer. Make sure you get all this information down pack, and then you can go back and say, okay, I'm going to do this. I'm not going to do that. You know, that's what I'm saying. All this information that you have gathered, make sure you write it down. Make sure you take some notes and do your market research really, really, really good. The next thing is, if you're a person, you don't want to do business, you don't want to do all that kind of stuff, you just want to go there and chill because you have your retirement or you have saved you have a good chunk of money and you think, yeah, I'm just going to chill. And you don't want to do all that kind of stuff, but you want to buy a home and you just want to relax yourself. You also want to find out a lot of information. Like I mentioned, you want to find out building structure. Building structure is very important. You want to make sure that you have access to a good architect, that you're not going to build something and then it's going to have mold. You want to find out how to prevent mold from growing your house. I see lots of people in Ghana having a problem with mold, but they didn't do their research. If you're in a country like Canada or America, you should know what they put in the foundation when they're building the foundation to prevent mold. Like they put this liners, this barrier down. You should find information about the barriers and stuff like that, what they use to prevent mold. You should find out about the building of your house. You know, in most of those African countries, they build with localized blocks and stuff. You need to find out about all that kind of structural things of your house. So you need to be taking information about that stuff, because then you're going to build your house, leave a local to build your house, because sometimes the local people, it's not that they're ignorant or anything like that. That's what they know. That's how they build their house. Certain things doesn't bother them. You understand? You come from the West, certain things will bother you. For them, it doesn't bother them. That's how they live all their life. And I see some of you, like, you're building stuff and you're coming to complain and you're mad at the locals, you're saying they didn't do what you tell them to do. But you can't just leave your project in somebody's hand. You guys are like, right now, you guys are like from two different worlds. I'm telling you right now. So you have to work together with the builder to ensure that you get the house that you want, you and your family. You understand? Actually, this guy was complaining about he hired some locals to build his house, like a guest house outside, and in his regular 3-bedroom house for his family, because he's gonna have, when people come and visit him, he's gonna have guests and living in that guest house. And then his whole place has mold. Every single room in the house has mold. And he's mad and he's upset and he's complaining. And so what I'm saying, like, you give your project to people, local people. This is how the people build there. And you didn't do your research. You didn't ask any question. Now you're mad. Why? It's your fault. It's not theirs. It's yours. You come from the West. You know how things are done. You should say, listen, this is how I want things to be done. Do you have that here? Do you have that thing that you put down? Do you have steel? Of course they have steel, but do you build with steel? What kind of structural foundation you guys put? Do you build with stone, mud, whatever? You should find that out first, right? Before you do that kind of stuff. Don't be being mad at people now when they build your house for you the way that they know, all right? So that's what I'm telling you guys. Make sure you have your project in your hand and you there to supervise. Don't be leaving the country, going back to Canada or USA, leaving your project in the hand of people, then you're going to be mad after. Don't do that, okay? Make sure you be on the site every single day. Make sure you're giving instructions. Make sure you're doing this, that, right? Make sure you do that. And then, now that you have all your information gathered and you know exactly what you're going to do. I'm going to open a business. This is what I'm going to do. I'm going to stay here and I'm not going to do business. I'm just going to relax my life, retire myself here, enjoy my money that I'm getting every month. That's it. You understand what I'm saying? But at least you are there. You went there. You did your research and you know exactly what's going to be the next plan. So I hope I don't see any one of you complaining about building on mold. I hope I don't see any one of you complaining about somebody steal your money. I hope no, I don't see any one of you complain about, well, I didn't know that or I didn't know this. Take your body and bring it to the country that you choose and go there and make sure things are done properly. And do not start any building. Do not do anything until you are there. Because when you are there, you can ensure that things is going on properly and right. When you're not there, we will cut corners and give you a bad job. You understand? Somebody, a place may be moldy and they may paint over it. And you have no idea until you get into it and you realize it's the mold is coming through the paint. You understand? You need to be a little bit more wise and ask questions about things. And you also need to make sure that things that you want is implemented. You understand? So if you're going to be building a house, make sure you're there when they're pouring that foundation. Make sure you see they put that barrier lining. You understand? Make sure they put that. Make sure that they lift up the house, like the foundation up, so that water is not gonna come into your house or dampness. Make sure they put gravel in between the foundation so water is gonna drain. Like, I'm not a builder, but I know that stuff because I researched it. I look into companies, what they do, blah, blah, blah. This is not for the builder. It's for me. You understand? Because that's gonna be my house and I wanna make sure everything is fine. You understand? So these are the stuff that you understand? You also want to research the tiles. Some of the tiles that some people have put in their house was the wrong tiles. You want to make sure that when you go buying tiles, that the person who you're buying the tiles from give you the right tiles. Find out information about what kind of tiles. Tiles porosity. Like, you in USA, they have different tiles. You in Canada, they have the most similar tile. When you go to Caribbean countries, when you go to the continent of Africa, they have different tiles. You might just meet somebody there who has no clue. They say, oh, buy this, buy that, buy the other. No, you need to talk to the person who is really in charge and knows about tiles. You understand? Don't be just going to some store. You see some local boy working there. The guy is working there. He doesn't have the knowledge of certain things. He's doing his job. He may have knowledge of, some things, but some things he doesn't. Don't just be so trusting to anybody. You need to ask questions. So then after, you won't get yourself into any problems after. Because you're the one that's going to be losing your money. You're the one that's going to have to do everything all over again. This guy now, he has to fix his house all over again. You understand? He may even have to abandon this house and make it into some kind of animal shelter or something. You know what I'm saying? Because his entire, half of his walls, the mold is just going up the walls. Like, when you have a house like that, how can you fix that? You can try to inject things into the wall, but it's a process which is going to take more time, money, and sometimes it's not even fixable. So what I'm saying here on this channel is it's very important that you do your due diligence. Make sure whatever project you start on the continent of Africa, make sure that you are the supervisor of your project. Make sure you are supervising your project. You understand? If you decide to have a local manager for your project, make sure everything is written down. Make sure you tell him exactly what you want. And every single day, make sure you go there and make sure those things are executed. And if he's not doing what you say, he needs to be gone. You understand? You have to love people. You have to treat people well, but things has to be done properly and done in the right way so you won't have problems and you won't lose money later on in the project. So that's why I come here on the channel and I talk to you guys a lot about moving on the continent of Africa, because I have so many friends who is coming after me. You understand? I have so many friends who have already gone there. Some of them have dotted their I's and crossed their T's, and they have no problem. Some of them have so much problems because they didn't listen to wisdom and wise instructions. They think, okay, I'm going to go there and everything is going to be all right. All right. So that's the video for today. In the next video, hopefully, I'll talk about things that you should bring to the continent of Africa, how you should go about like bringing your stuff, like, you know, shipping companies. We're going to talk about that. We're going to talk about like things that you should consider taking with you. And we are going to talk about like while you go there and do your research, what you should look for, like when you're bringing in materials or when you're bringing in, you know, tools and all kind of stuff. So we're going to talk about that in the next slide, because as I told you guys, I've been gathering information for a very long time, and I want to share that information with you. And when I get on the continent, I will make a lot of videos for you guys. I will show you guys what I'm doing there. I will tell you how things are happening there. I will let you in on all the secrets. And some things that I didn't film, I'm not showing you right now. I will show you because I want you guys to succeed. We are in Babylon and it's rough out here. And I want you guys to experience that peace, that love, that unity. I want you to leave the Babylon. And if the Most High call you to Africa, I want you to come there in peace. And I want you to have a smooth transition. You understand? When my foot set on the continent of Africa, wherever I am, you guys can count on me. You understand? You guys can count on me to lead you in the right direction, to get information, to do certain stuff. You understand me? And all those scammers that are out there scamming, I'm going to let you guys know. If I find any person out there who is scamming any single person, I will talk about it. And I will make sure I do something about it. Because we in the diaspora community, we talk a lot, but we don't do anything. Action. You understand? We need to take some action. So anybody who is out there scamming people, anybody who's out there, you know, misleading people, if I go to the same place where they are, I will find them out. You understand? I will find them out, and I'll make sure that nobody is being scammed and that things are done properly and well. Because we are supposed to be the chosen people of God. And if you are a chosen person and you're claiming to be a chosen person, you should not be doing any bad things to your brother or sister. You should always make sure that your brother and sister is doing well. All right? So, yeah. All right? So, let us answer some questions that you guys are asking me. Let's see. So, hi, Corey. Hi, Sissy Production. I don't know who is Hugh. I never met that person. Juju Kid, Wagwan. Wagwan. Yeah, man. Trenton, you need to guide your comments on this channel. This is a positive channel. We do not come on this channel with slackness, okay? Watch your comments and what you say in this thing. Michael, how are you? Sona, how are you? Thanks for joining. Peter, you need to stop joking in this live. This is not a live for jokers. All right? Find somewhere else to go make your jokes. Okay? And I'm not a woman who is scared of spiders. Okay? So, sorry. Your spider jokes is not gonna affect me because I'm a country girl and I'm used to all kind of things out there. So insects, bugs, doesn't bother me, okay? Welcome, Michael and Nikki. Roostern, hi. Have a nice day. Same to you. Glad you're here. Ali, thank you for all the Swahili words you told me. Yep. Kyberg, thank you for the compliments. Yep. Kev time. Thank you. I appreciate it. Fatima, thank you for joining the live. Welcome and shalom. And to answer your question, Ali, a lot of people think that Africans know. Africans hate African American. Yes, I know on the internet, many people think that. But sometimes people just see one little video and everybody just run with that. But if you talk to many African people, they don't hate their people. You know what I'm saying? Some of the people on the continent of Africa, they're not informed about the slavery and how we were taken in slave ship. They're not informed, but I think once people, bring on that information, people talk about it and start having conversations, I think people will be more informed and know a lot more. I mean, I think 70 to 80% of the people on the continent of Africa know about the slave ship, but 30, maybe a small amount, it could be 10%, 5% of them, they didn't know a lot of stuff, because I know I talk to people and they're not too versed about the transatlantic slave trade and stuff like that. I know some people, they said they're a little bit worried about African Americans coming in with all our knowledge and stuff and trying to steal jobs and stuff. But these are just a few people who are saying stuff like that. But when it comes to like hating your brothers and sisters, I don't think people local people from Africa hate African Americans. I think we are just like, we one people, and I think slavery has separated us. Yes, slavery has separated us, and now we're just coming back to the continent of Africa to reconnect and gain back our heritage and our culture, and start to get to know ourselves better and to heal from all the trauma, generational trauma that has passed down from slavery, and also all the racism and all the kind of things that we as diaspora people out here in the West are experiencing. So we want to go back to our homeland, we want to set our foot back on the soil. We want to tell our ancestors that we are back, and we want to make our ancestors proud because we are back there and stuff like that. So yeah, so I don't think, like you said, I don't think that. And when it comes to, you said like hating tourists, I don't think I don't think Africans hate tourists. I think they detest the behaviors of the tourists, because we hear many stories, we see many stuff of what's happening when tourists come, the way they treat the people, their behavior sometimes is not kosher, they sometimes their manners, and sometimes they're not accepting of cultural practices. So I think these are some of the stuff that people don't like, they don't enjoy. And so that is why sometimes they don't want tourists to come on their land, or they don't want to associate with tourists, because they don't respect their values. You're in Canada here, you can't do certain stuff. You go to America, you can't do certain stuff. But then you go to Africa and you want to do all kind of stuff, which you're not even allowed to do in your own country. So, there's like an unfair thing sometimes that happen. And even me as a person, I see, people do stuff to me here in Canada as a Black person. And yeah, because they just feel, oh, they have some kind of privilege, palm color privilege. So they carry on with certain things. But like when you're in the West, palm colored people, they can get away with certain stuff. When you go to the continent of Africa, people are going to tell you no. They're going to say, hey, that's not happening here. So then they're going to go on the internet and say, oh, they don't like our stories. But what are you doing? They just don't like it for no reason. You must have been doing something to irritate people, or to go against the culture, or to disrespect them. That is why they don't want you coming on the land, or they don't want you around. So yeah, so to answer your question, so I think that's basically it. But guys, I appreciate all of you. Thank you for all the likes. Thank you for all the sharing on the channel. Thank you for 46 new subscribers. I appreciate all of you guys. Thank you guys so very much. Remember to stay positive. I always say on this live, this channel is a positive channel. We come here to help each other and to build community in a positive manner. We don't want any negative stuff here, We want positive things, and we would like you, if you come on our channel, to please share positive things so we all can learn together and build community and better our lives. You understand what I'm saying? So please do that on this channel. And thank you guys. I love you guys. And shalom. Shalom. And I will see you in the next live, where we shall talk about the things that you would want to take with you on the continent of Africa. Bye.